Alright guys, we got another request here, the Galaxy S10 Plus versus the iPhone 13. So some of you guys are thinking about upgrading. I wouldn't necessarily upgrade for a speed difference, guys. As we're gonna see, I don't think we're gonna see a big speed difference here, but go ahead and get a quick size comparison before we boot up here. You can see S10 Plus much taller than the iPhone. Go ahead and boot these guys up here. And yeah, so you can find an S10 Plus for around 300 bucks. Still one of the best older flagship phones you can get. iPhone 830, and that's before taxes. So you know it's gonna cost you a a lot of money, as you would expect from flagship. See iPhone in there, S10 Plus right behind it. Alright, so let's go ahead and run over the specs real quick here. So iPhone 13 is going to give you the latest and greatest Apple A15 chip with 4 gigs of RAM, no SD card support, 128 gigs of internal storage. And the S10 Plus is going to give you the Snapdragon 855 with 8 gigs of RAM. You get micro SD card support, and you also get 128 gigs right out of the box here. So let's go ahead and get started. And I want to talk about briefly getting into the phone, the speeds. I always have to mention this. With the iPhone, you do get Face Unlock, very fast, works great. But with the S10 Plus, you get Face Unlock, and you also get the under the display fingerprint sensor. So you guys know how I feel about that. 2 is always going to be better than 1. I wish they would bring that to the iPhone. So that's just one thing that I noticed. I always love variation in terms of getting into your phone. So let's go ahead and check out the Geekbench scores. Alright, so these are your Geekbench scores. So like I was saying, once we start launching applications and playing games, we will see that you're not going to see a huge difference in speed. Now, we might see a difference, a significant difference in terms of image quality. You guys let me know how you feel about that at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and get started here. Subway Surf. iPhone S10 right behind it. Also, you do have a really nice display on both dynamic AMOLED display, OLED displays, super sharp, really bright and vibrant displays on both. You do have technically the smaller notch with the double punch hole, and it looks like the S10 Plus actually loaded up YouTube there first. It loaded up that video there first, really nice. Both of these phones actually lack any type of high refresh rate. They're both 60 Hz display. They're still very smooth, but I think that would have been an upsell for people with older flagship phones. With the iPhone needed at least 90 Hz there. Maybe that could have been a good sell. Pokemon Go. You can see super close. Instagram. Again, very close. Not a huge difference here. Google Earth. Very close. Again, let's go ahead and just type something in here. New York. I typed something completely different. I don't know what I typed in there. As you can see, not too far behind this older flagship. So really not, a massive difference here, guys. Snapchat, looked like the S10 Plus loaded that up faster too. Oh wow, that was actually a tie. So as we can see, the S10 Plus is still pretty fast. Super quick here on the iPhone. Twitter. So again, overall the iPhone is definitely a little bit faster, but not by much here. Let's go ahead and launch PUBG here and see what we get. iPhone. Now, what you will be pretty amazed by is for people that are gaming, your gaming experience is almost the same, pretty much. I think it is pretty much the same. Let me make sure. Yeah, I remember correctly. Extreme. So they do the exact same settings. Ultra HD, Extreme, all the way through, guys. So you're pretty much not missing out when it comes to gaming. If you guys want to check out my full gaming test. Alright, as you guys can see here, S10 Plus extremely smooth here. Like I said, you're not really missing out when it comes to gaming on both of these phones. They're going to be very, very smooth here. And as far as heating problems, I don't have any problems with the S10 Plus as far as heating up and stuff like that. So if you are a gamer, you'll be pretty happy with, gaming performance on both of these phones. You're not really seeing a big upgrade. And also, one thing I noticed is, I don't know when Fortnite is coming back to iPhone, but it's not on the iPhone anymore. So that's also one thing to note. Alright, let's go ahead and check RAM management. So like I said, both these phones do really good with RAM management. And as you can see, wow, we got a closeout on the iPhone. You do have more RAM on the S10 here. So we did get that closeout on the iPhone. See, S10 Plus has not closed anything out so far. Another closeout? What? Wow. Another one? S10 still going strong. So it looks like a pretty nasty win here for the S10 Plus when it comes to RAM management. So I'm usually accustomed to using the Pro. So the Pro has 6 gigs and it's usually able to keep up, but it looks like the S10 Plus is going to beat the iPhone 13 in terms of RAM management. It hasn't closed anything out so far. Yeah, so that's a clear win for the S10 Plus with RAM management there. Let's go ahead and talk about the camera specs. So on the S10 Plus, triple camera setup, 12 megapixel standard, 12 megapixel telephoto, 16 megapixel ultra wide, 4K video at 60 frames, and then you have that dual camera setup on the front, 10 megapixel selfie, and then a 8 megapixel wide selfie cam that shoots in 4K 60. On the iPhone, just a dual camera setup, 12 megapixel standard, 12 megapixel ultra wide. So you have 4K video at 24, 30, and 60, and then a 12 megapixel selfie that shoots in 4K at 24, 25, 30, and 60. So let me go ahead and show you guys those side-by-side stills, show you the video so you guys can see what that is going to look like. Alright, here's the video on the S10 Plus here. So we do have a telephoto for 2x. And then we also have our ultra wide we can switch to. I think it still looks pretty good, very clean. Sure, let me know what you guys think. Alright guys, here's the video on the iPhone 13 here. Let me know what you guys think. Pay attention to the mic quality. We also have our ultra wide we can bounce out to as well. And we have a digital zoom here. Sure, let me know what you guys think. Let's check out the speakers here. We'll max the speakers out, see how they compare. Both stereo speakers on both. Let's go ahead and max that out. Yeah, so the iPhone definitely has a fuller speaker as far as the bass quality, but they both seem to have the same amount of volume. Yeah, but the iPhone is definitely thumping harder. And yes, I do have Dolby Atmos on, I believe, yes. So iPhone speaker is definitely going to be a little bit louder there. So be sure to let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.